Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Natasha and I am a LinkedIn consultant. I upload videos every single week on YouTube around entrepreneurship, business, marketing, LinkedIn, lead generation, all that good stuff. Today I have another LinkedIn video for you guys. It's been one that has been requested a few times, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I uploaded a story about 2 days ago asking you guys to send over your questions and your video requests, and one of them was, how can you stand out on LinkedIn? So that's what I want to speak about today. Before we get into that, I want to speak about why it is so important, because at the moment, especially with what's happening in the world when it comes to, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word or if it's going to make sense, but you know what I'm talking about, with everything that's happening at the moment in the world, a lot of businesses are becoming digital, or they're focusing heavily on their digital strategy and their presence and how they can adapt to keep their business afloat or continue to thrive and scale. Now, with that comes a lot of saturation, but at the same time, a lot more businesses are looking for people to help them with that. So it kind of balances out, because you've got a flood of businesses who are now going onto LinkedIn because they need help, they want to have an online presence. Then you've also got a lot of marketers, agency owners who are now like, it's a marketing agency frenzy. On LinkedIn at the moment, you've got all of them are on there offering Facebook ads for e-commerce, which is, a lot of them are offering the same thing. And if that's what you do, it's awesome. Like, it's still a good opportunity for you to be on LinkedIn at the moment, but there's a lot of people doing the same stuff at the moment. So how can you cut through the noise and make sure that you stand out? So if you've watched my other LinkedIn videos, you're probably going to know what the first thing I'm going to say is, and it all comes down to your profile. So your LinkedIn banner, your headline, all of the copy, everything that's immediately front facing to any clients that immediately engage with your brand for the first time, like they're new to you. That is so important. It's basically your first impression. So how you want to show the best version of yourself when you meet someone new for the first time, you want to do that on LinkedIn as well. And if you're not putting your best foot forwards, then it's going to be hard to claw back from that, because there's going to be another brand or another business owner who has put in the extra time and effort to make sure that they stand out and that they have a unique proposition and something that makes them different to you. So that's why it's so important. Now, getting into the content and the profile stuff, when it comes to your headline, I see, okay, so this is like my personal opinion, this is just what I see, is a lot of people put CEO of company name. One problem with that is a lot of people are using the word CEO and they're not actually a CEO. To be a CEO, you need to have employees. A lot of people, they can like start a company and it's just them and like one freelancer and they're suddenly a CEO. It's not accurate. So you've got a lot of people who are now, everyone's a CEO. No one really cares unless your brand or your business is established and people are searching for that company, they're aware of it, they've seen it advertised, they're not going to know who you are, and you're using up valuable characters by putting CEO. I'm not saying it's bad for you to put that, you definitely can use that, but in my opinion, when you've got that kind of real estate to advertise, like it's free, you've got your banner, profile photo is just going to be used, but I don't know if it really counts. Your headline and your copy, that's all free advertising space. And if you're using that to put your company name in, I don't think it's really that relevant. You can use it if you want to, but I would recommend talking about who you're serving, how you serve them. So the method for which you do that, is it Facebook ads, paid traffic, social engagement, Instagram growth, LinkedIn lead generation, whatever it is. What results do you provide? So is there anything that cuts you out from the competition? So do you help e-commerce businesses scale from 6 to 7 figures in 90 days? Like, what sets you apart and what can you deliver that's different to the rest of your competition? Using your headline for that stuff is going to be much more valuable than saying CEO or founder of this thing. If you have the space, you can do it. And also, little hack is you have a character limit in your headline. but that's if you do it on desktop. So if you go onto mobile, it actually doesn't cap you. So you can have a much longer headline. Now, LinkedIn isn't optimized for that, and they might catch on to this in the future and change it. So it's not like a good long-term option. And a lot of the time having more characters isn't beneficial, but just so you know, you've got that option. That's a little sneaky hack for you that a lot of people don't know about. So that's a headline thing. The second thing is make it different to other people's, because there was a phase on LinkedIn and first I'm gonna say, just don't copy people. Like, don't copy what other people have. Make it your own. A, it's kind of irritating to the creator, and B, it doesn't help either of you. Like, it just makes you both look similar. Like, that's just not the point. Like, put in the time to research your audience, research your target market, think about what your offer is, your avatar, how you can truly help, and base that off facts from results that you've gotten for your previous and current clients. So just be original, don't copy, but you can definitely take inspiration from other people that have done it well. There's nothing against that. And I mean, sometimes it can be hard to be original. There's only like a certain extent to which you can be different. But I always try and put my own spin on something. If I'm gonna take inspiration from somewhere else, I'll usually use it and be like, they've done that really well. That's freaking awesome. But I'm not gonna take what they've done because they've obviously put in time to do it. I'm gonna have a think about how I can take that idea or that core concept and rearrange it and make it so that it applies to me and my business. So make sure you're individual. A good thing to do is go and look at other people that are doing it well and model off them. That's what I would recommend. When I say that, I don't mean go and copy it. Make it your own and you'll be fine. So that's like the kind of profile facing section of things. Now the next thing is to go against the grain. So look at what everyone else is doing and do the opposite. Not the opposite in the way that it's just not gonna work. Like, if what people are doing is working, I'm not saying like go and do the opposite and get awful results. But what I'm saying is, if everyone is uploading, for example, like a YouTube thumbnail, and I can't really talk about this because I need to upgrade my YouTube. But for example, if everyone is using dark colors in your industry as a thumbnail, use something white. So if you do like a search, for example, on YouTube, and you search how to set up Facebook ads, and all of the results on that page are dark colored thumbnails, do something light so that it stands out if someone's looking at that page. Similar to LinkedIn, with posts, there's like a certain kind of set of different kinds of posts that you can create. If you're interested in this, by the way, I have a free 7-day LinkedIn crash course, which I'll link down below. You can go and join the private Facebook group on Facebook, and then we're all in there sharing success stories, results, stuff like that. And then it's free 7 days of training, and I talk about all these types of content in greater detail. So I'll leave the link below and you can follow that. But basically, on LinkedIn, there's only certain types of posts that you can write up. But when you're writing the same thing as everyone else, you start to just skip over it. Because I know that when I see a post now, which is like 3 ways to get your company in front of a larger audience or something, unless that person is someone that I'm following who's a thought leader or someone who's got loads of engagement on that post, I'm probably not going to click on it, just because it's not brought me in. Because when it comes to your content, you have to have a really good hook. Basically that's like the first couple lines, because from that you have to click show more to see the rest of the post. So make sure that in the first couple sentences you're creating intrigue and a little bit of mystery, and you're saying, ooh, like, does this sound good? Do you want to know the rest? And then someone's gonna click show more, and then they can read the whole post. But aside from this, make sure that you can actually provide the most value. People don't want superficial tips or pieces of information, because at the moment, especially with the situation, everyone is giving away so much more value, and gated content isn't performing as well. So even people are using ads. I know like a good ad strategy at the moment is running ads for something that's free, just to get people into the top of your funnel. But after that, then you're trying to kind of move someone towards making like a paid action, like purchasing something, signing up, etc. But at the moment, there's so much free content available online. So many courses are now free. Like, the barrier to entry for information is at an all-time low. So unless you are providing more value than other people in your field, chances are people aren't gonna care, they're not gonna stop, they're not gonna look. So you need to make sure that you stand out and provide a lot of value. The next thing I want to speak about is establishing a monopoly. Now, usually a monopoly is a term used to describe a business which controls the majority of a market. Now, this is generally spoken about when we talk about big, like huge companies that are able to charge much higher premium prices because they know people will pay, because they've dominated so much of that market that they can get away with it. I want to take this concept and apply it to entrepreneurs, smaller business owners, stuff like that. And the 4 steps that I'm going to mention, I think a couple of the steps are taken from 0 to 1. I'm pretty sure it's that book that I got these ideas from. So I'm going to give you 4 steps to creating a monopoly, which is going to help you dominate your niche, dominate your market, make sure that you stand out from the crowd. So number 1 is starting small. It's easier to dominate a smaller section of a market than taking on an entire one. So what I mean by this is have a niche. Having a niche is so important. And you don't want to niche down too small that the market isn't big enough and you're not going to have sales and actually have a profitable business. So choose a niche, have a section of the market, and it's going to be easier for you to kind of dominate and assert that dominance over that market. Number 2 is scaling up. So once you've dominated a smaller market, so a niche, then you can expand and move around into slightly different sections of the market. For example, like a good example of this would be Jeff Bezos. He wanted to dominate all of online retail, but he deliberately started with books. So he started small because he knew that once he could dominate that section, so dominate like the book market, then he can expand and slowly build to that monopoly and build basically a company that is dominating an entire market, which is going to mean that they can charge the prices that they want to charge, and they're going to have a better say than the other smaller competitors, which basically get drowned out in the rising of this company. The 3rd thing is brand equity. So basically everything that you have which is your brand. So the colors that you use, the fonts that you use, the style that you use, the content that you post, all of this stuff is that they're things that you want people to associate with you. So when someone sees your name, what do they think of? Which is why the headline on LinkedIn is so important, because I want people to associate me with LinkedIn and getting good results when it comes to lead generation for B2B companies and businesses. So you have to think about what you want to be associated with and how can you show that through the content that you post, your brand, everything like that. Because the stronger your brand is, the more heavy that association is with your desired results between you and your target market, the more top of mind you are. So when your ideal customer or client, they're not ready to buy at the moment you engage with them, down the road, if they are suddenly in a position where they need help with X, Y, Z, that the solution that you provide, then they're going to think of you and not one of your competitors. So that's number 3. Number 4 is excellent customer service, because to have a company which is scalable, you want to have good client retention so that your churn rate isn't super high. So for example, it depends on the kind of company that you run, like the services and the products, whether it's like a one-off purchase or whether it's recurring retainers, whatever it is. If you have happy customers, even if they're only a one-time customer, they're more likely to become a repeat time customer if they can be, or refer you to other people. And people that refer you, so like your happy customers, are the most powerful asset to your business because they are advertising you for free. You're not paying that person to go say good things. So if you can have a customer which will go and rave about you without getting paid and without incentive, that is going to do wonders for your name and for bringing in more revenue through referrals, word of mouth, stuff like that. If you partner that with a paid strategy or an organic strategy that you have in place, that's the best place that you could be in, which is what I do. So all of my leads I know come from my content, my stuff that I put out on YouTube and LinkedIn. But because I have people that also refer me, I get a lot of people coming to those platforms from other people, and they're like, oh yeah, I was actually had a call with this person, but I think LinkedIn might be a good fit. They told me to come and speak to you. And when you build that kind of relationship between either people who are peers, so people in like a kind of like a partnership, like an unspoken partnership. I don't want to go into like affiliate programs like JVs and stuff like that, but if we're speaking about other people in your field who aren't direct competition to you, so for example, a Facebook ads agency, I might send people to them just out of being nice and be like, oh hey, someone came to me for LinkedIn stuff, I think they might be a good fit for Facebook ads, let me send them over to you. And then for them, if they have someone, they'll send them over to me in like just good faith, then that's awesome as well. So people that are in your space, in your niche, send clients who fit the other person best, that's a really good thing to do. But also just making sure that you treat your current clients and customers with the same importance and being grateful that you have them, same importance over them as you would with a new customer that you're trying to get in. So make sure that you keep your current customers happy, keep them returning, and that is also going to help you dominate your niche, dominate your space, and have your company being the one that everybody recommends and speaks about when it comes to your particular service or product. So those are the 4 steps that I wanted to mention around how you can dominate your niche and kind of build a monopoly within your market. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to me if you want to see more of my content. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. What's the one thing that you do that helps you stand out from your competition? I'd be really interested to know. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.